In the year of our Lord 2021, the US military are trialling a new set of weapons to replace the aging AR-15 that they've been using since the 70s. Now, this isn't anything new. The American military have been doing this every 10 or 15 years or so for a really long time, and two things come out of it. One, you get a bunch of really disappointed and pissed off weapon manufacturer companies that get completely ignored when they go back to the AR-15, and two, we get a bunch of cool airsoft guns out of it. Here's hoping that eventually we'll get one of these cool bullpups out of it. Oh my god, it looks so cool. But one such gun that they trialed during about 2008 was the ACR, and this is it. This is the ACR CQB version made by A&K. Now, it looks really modern and it looks amazing, but in terms of airsoft, it's kind of dated. This airsoft version was first designed and made, I think, about 2010. So it's really quite basic under the hood. You haven't got a MOSFET, you haven't got a cool electronic trigger switch, you haven't got any sort of mod cons like that. It's just a basic gearbox, basic hop unit, and that's pretty much it. Can something like this be valid in the year 2021? Well, I'm going to find out. And if you like any of what you see here, don't forget to subscribe. I know you haven't subscribed. I've seen my analytics. It's like 90% of people who watch these videos aren't subscribed. So I know that's you. If that is you, what are you doing here? Subscribe. Go on. Do me a favor. It's directly attached to my self-esteem. I need this. So, what features does this old gun have? Standard features include a 14mm counterclockwise thread, so you can add any sort of flash hider that you want. You've got this big chunky quad rail at the front as well, so you can add a bunch of accessories to it. I've gone a bit minimalist at the moment because I've just put a flash hider and a pressure pad on the front, keep it simple. It's definitely not because that's how Grantham ran his in his video. No, that's not why. I don't know why you're thinking that. I would never copy him. He's so amazing. I would never copy him. What? Anyway, moving back, you've got a monolithic upper rail, so you can add all the useless attachments you want and useless optics you want to make it look even cooler. Moving back, what we've got here? Ooh, we've got a cocking handle, which can be changed from one side to the other, whatever you prefer. And the bolt stays back, so it's a real bolt release, and it springs forward like that. You've got selector switch and mag release in the same place that you'd find on an AR-15. So if you're used to those weapons, you'll be used to this, but it's on either side of the gun, which is very handy, especially for left-handed people, as they are called. Selector switch is a bit weird though. So instead of being upwards like that and then all the way to get to full auto, it's semi-automatic there, and then full auto is just a small bit of travel there. It does get some getting used to. You feel like at first it's stuck, but that is full auto. Another thing I really like about this is the stock. Now, it does look kind of like a Scar, but in my opinion, they've done a much better job with the stock compared to the Scar. It is retractable, like so. Okay, the cheek rest can be altered as well, which is always great, and it is foldable. There we go. It doesn't clip into place at the side, it just kind of retains itself, but it is very useful. The clip that holds the stock in place as well is a nice solid metal, so that's a good thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the whole upper is metal and the bottom is polymer. So it does feel really sturdy and really nice. So this top piece is, as I said before, just one huge piece of metal. It really helps make the gun feel really sturdy and really cool, but it's bloody heavy at the front. It's all metal and you do kind of feel front heavy, which is why I added an Elcan Spectre. because it looks really fucking cool, and it's like having a brick attached to the back of your gun, so it does balance it out quite well. So instead of just the front being heavy, the whole thing is heavy. Hey, happy days. Now, as well as looking really cool, it's actually really practical. Another thing that I love about this gun is that you've got a bunch of QD sling points all over it. You've got 6 in fact. On each side of the gun, you'll have one here, you'll have one here, and you'll have one here. And it's really, really handy for keeping a good retention on the gun. A lot of the time, I'll get guns that have sling points on them that are like under the barrel there or under the stock, and you think, well, that's not useful. But having them just plainly on the side there, simple, absolutely perfect, and I bloody love it. The front is where you'd fit your battery. Now, this is where we run into some problems. Like I said before, this does not have a MOSFET built in or an electronic trigger switch. So I would only recommend running 9.6 volt NIM batteries or 7.4 volt LiPo batteries. And look at the space you've got. It's absolutely tiny in there. This is the only space you can fit a battery. It's not a no, excuse me.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
It is not ideal, that's for sure. You could, of course, fit your own battery, but this isn't exactly a cheap gun. Even though it's about 10 years old, you're still looking at about £250 to £300 for one of these brand new. Now, I didn't pay that, of course, because I'm a huge cheapskate. I got this pre-owned from one of my friends, who I'm glad I got it from him because he actually did a lot to the internals of this gun. When it came out of the factory, according to him, the gearbox shell was full of miscasts. It had rough edges everywhere, and it was really affecting the performance of the gun. He went through the whole lot, sanded it down to make it all smooth inside and make it run really, really well. Re-shimmed the gearbox and re-greased all the gears to make it run properly. Bear that in mind. Although it does feel solid, the quality control on this isn't fantastic. So shout out to Tango Airsoft Repairs. You can find him all over Facebook. He will work wonders with your gun. He's been working on my stuff for absolutely years. So, how does it shoot? It's actually not too bad. The hop, despite being inconsistent, whereby with each shot you're likely to move that hop arm just a little bit, it doesn't stay in place, which is a bit of a problem. Not massively. I mean, you'd only talk like every couple of 100 rounds it might shift a little bit, but it is noticeable. But when it is in place, it doesn't do a bad job at all. You're talking about 40 meter range realistically. Anything beyond that, it's not very accurate at all. It is a bit of a shame because it's not like you can just fit a standard hop unit into this. It's all proprietary. You can get CNC'd hop units for them, which will probably improve things somewhat. But do bear that in mind. The stock hop isn't amazing. Same with the stock barrel as well. It's just a standard brass barrel that comes with these from the factory. So I'd recommend upgrading to like a ZCI barrel or something like that. The rate of fire is actually pretty damn good. Don't know what kind of motor is in this, but it's quite fast, and I was really surprised. Even with those old-fashioned trigger contacts, I was getting some pretty good rate of fire with semi-auto. Hey, guess what? We're nearly at the end. I can't believe you made it. Most of the time people don't even get this far, so I've got something for you. There you go. So this is a sticker just for you because you made it to the end of the video. Which one do you want? Do you want the yellow one? Okay, let's get the yellow one. There you go. You earned it. So altogether, a nice looking gun. If you want to be special and different and a bit of a snowflake on the airsoft field, and you don't want to just buy just another M4, you can get one of these and you can let your freak flag fly, as they say. But you aren't going to get fantastic performance. You really need to work on the gun first to get it up to standard levels, especially when it comes to the quality control, which isn't fantastic.
Thank you so much for watching. I've been Never Cool, and I don't have a catchphrase.